Tomorrow, judges, prosecutors, activists, and others will gather at the Union Club in the Loop for an all-day summit on domestic violence. Put on by the Cook County Bar Association, its keynote speaker will be Denise Brown, the sister of Nicole Brown Simpson, who was murdered 30 years ago alongside her friend and North Suburban native Ron Goldman. After her death, former football superstar O.J. Simpson was charged with and then acquitted of both murders. But the case threw a spotlight on a history of domestic violence in Nicole's marriage to Simpson and on the issue itself. And joining me now are Denise Brown and Mark Wynn, who's also a DV activist and a survivor. Thanks so much, both of you, for being here.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. You know, Denise, you've been a loud and fierce voice almost since the, month of your sister's murder when it came to domestic violence issues. How do you feel we as a society has dealt with and, and fought back against DV since then? How have things changed?
Wow. Okay. I think that a lot has changed, especially after COVID. I think we took probably, I don't know if Mark can speak to this as well, but I think we took a few steps backwards because during COVID, I mean, a lot of abusers and their... I know
hotline calls went up.
Hotline calls went up. I mean, a lot of stuff happened. So I think now we're getting back into the swing of things, back into the norm of, helping survivors and the shelters being open again and, the victims of domestic violence being able to leave their abusive situations. But
do you feel since the mid-90s that your voice and others has helped, at least if nothing else, de-stigma, if that's a word, the ability to have open conversations about domestic violence?
Well, I think there's a lot more open conversations about domestic violence. There's a lot more education out there about domestic violence now. When Nicole was murdered, I didn't know anything about domestic violence. And everybody said, well, why didn't you get her out of it? Why didn't you get her out of it? Well, because I didn't know that there was a cycle of domestic violence. The power and control of one human being over another. So when I saw the incidences of violence, and you showed pictures that I took, actually, I thought they were isolated incidences. I mean, it wasn't like it was an everyday occurrence. There were years between where, she was very happy and there were good times and she didn't talk about anything that happened again. So, I think that domestic violence victims now can, I mean, there are a lot of places to go. The WINGS program here in Chicago is an amazing program, and they're partnered with the Bar Association to, for the summit.
Tomorrow.
And for the summit as well. So I think that they've done an amazing job for victims of domestic violence.
Mark, I want to ask you a question. Talk about your experiences as a survivor and other related experience. I know you were also a police officer.
I spent 10 years as a child growing up in domestic violence. And then I've been 47 years in law enforcement, so that's about 57 years of dealing with just this issue. So we've changed a lot. To your question about how we've improved, we have improved a lot. In my city of Nashville, we have the largest family justice center in the country in Nashville, where you walk in and get everything you need in one place. So let me just say this about Chicago. I've got a long history in Chicago. I've been training Chicago officers since 1988. So I was here one night doing a training at one of the patrol precincts when I listened to Officer Jimenez respond to Mercy Hospital. And he was killed by the offender who had just killed his girlfriend, the surgeon, in the parking lot. He walked in the emergency room, killed a pharmacist, and they killed him at the scene. And I want to bring that up because today, not only it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but today is First Responders Day across the country. And we should remember our fallen, obviously. But I want to let the folks in Chicago know that domestic violence offenders have been killing Chicago police officers for over 100 years. So this is not just a month where we honor our workers who do the work and survivors and mourn our fallen, but also look at the scope and the footprint that domestic violence has on our country and this city.
And I know that tomorrow you're taking part in the summit as well at the Union League Club. As it goes in television, live television, we very quickly run out of time, and we have. But I want to ask you one very quick question, and that is, when we spoke 8 years ago, you talked about keeping your sister's memory alive, and by talking about domestic violence. Is that still the case too? you.
That's still the case, and we also did a documentary, The Life and Murder of Nicole Brown Simpson, and that showed, we wanted to humanize Nicole, and because so many people had said we don't even know what her voice sounds like. So that has helped a lot, and I think that has brought back the issue of domestic violence, especially for me going out and speaking again. So, you know, I mean, people are supportive. People are working hard.
And the most important thing,
violence.
right? And the most important thing is to keep talking about it.
Absolutely.
So, Denise Brown, Mark Wynn, again, thank you so much for being here this morning. I also want to again mention that both will be taking part in tomorrow's Cook County Bar Association's Domestic Violence Summit at the Union League Club in Chicago, and there are still tickets available at wingsprogram.com. Let's toss it over to Kylie.